Hi everyone, Russell Bennett here, Bennett's Motorcycles. Little bit of history. We have been MV Agusta dealers for almost 20 years. We have been up there in the top three in Europe for some years. Not recent, I might add, but for some years. So we've been right up there with some of the best guys around the world, dealerships. How things have changed. Yep, things have changed. So some of you know, as my Facebook post provided information, I decided with all the upheaval with the PM Mobility group that was going on, that it was time to find out for myself what was happening. So last week, I decided to go to the factory and pay them a visit, and first and foremost see how people were out there. So that's what I did. I want to point out that this is sort of my opinion. There's many people who've got a lot of opinions on the things that are going on. I would also say that I was told certain things in confidence that I am not at liberty to disclose any of that information right now. So yeah, there we go, really. So my visit to the factory, the bad news is it's a total mess. I think we all know that from the social media and leaked posts that are out there at the moment. It is a total mess. The poor staff at MV Agusta are really suffering under the turmoil created by the PM Mobility Group. And yes, I do say the caused by the PM Mobility Group, because let's face it, the purchase of MV Agusta doesn't plunge you 3 billion, let's say, because that's a figure that has been touted around, into debt. Come on, let's face it, MV Agusta, the purchase there is not going to put you 3 billion into debt, is it? So the thing had spiraled well out of control before MV Agusta was even on the cards for PM Mobility to purchase. So at the moment, there is no production at the factory. The core staff are in place. So what I mean by that core staff is there is a small team of people there that are handling after sales warranties, any dealer sort of special requests, but the whole production lines are closed and vacant. There is no staff there. So it's tough. It's quite an eerie place to go at the moment. So that's quite sad for all the staff there and some of the friends that I have, that I've sort of bonded with for the last almost 20 years. So yeah, it's not good, but the morale is still quite high. They are pushing on and trying to make the best of the situation that they have. The good news is there's definite light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not going to go into the bad news and keep going on about reasons why, because we've got to sort of look at the future. We can't keep dwelling on the past, so let's look at the future and what can be done moving forward. So the good news is there's light at the end of the tunnel. Lots of things from the short relationship with PM Mobility have been learned and understood by the MV Agusta people in Italy. So I would say that has been a definite learning curve. There's certain things that worked well for the short period of time, certain things that didn't work well, but they have decided that those things need to be nurtured and taken care of, and hopefully giving them a good opportunity to sort of work with for the future. On the future front of where they would like to go, in my opinion, again, my opinion, is MV Agusta now is a debt-free company, which I've got a little bit of a wry smile when I say that, actually, thinking about the past and how things have been. But the purchase or part purchase, the 51% that PM Mobility did purchase from the Sarioff family, has helped clear all the debts. So if you're a businessman and you're thinking about sort of things and moving forward, you actually have got pretty much blank canvas to start from. So whilst the divorce as it is going through, because let's face it, PM Mobility have put their cards on the table and said that they don't want to have MV Agusta on their books anymore. So let's say the divorce papers are in. So from that point of view, yes, it's going to be a messy divorce, but once the divorce is sort of finalised, which is very messy, I think that there is a clear vision and it will be a much cleaner startup for MV Agusta. So we've never really had that before. So it does give us a little bit of hope to sort of look and say, all right, well, we can move forward. We know that the parts suppliers and things that have always been blocked in the past can start freely moving again. So that is a really, really positive thing. It's just the divorce side of it, which there's a lot of people with a higher pay grade than me, much higher, that are sat there with a lot of discussions and meetings on how it's going to work, who in turn are PM Mobility going to sell their shares of MV Agusta to. The likelihood, and my personal opinion, would be I would like to see Timo Sarioff retain 100% as he had before. Let's not forget, when that guy took over, MV was on its knees again. He injected an awful lot of his own money into the company. Now he's got resources and people in place, young Italian people who know the industry, know the brand, who want to stay there, who, if he keeps them all in place and takes the company back on, has got a really good team involved now. So that would be quite exciting. But again, that's my personal opinion. I would like to see Timo back in control 100%, and then the new team that he has to sort of drive it forward. I think if that were to happen, the restructuring plans that we briefly discussed last week at the factory would involve 2025 and 26 very much of a consolidation period. There is motorcycles again. We can watch on the background there. We've got multiple clips and videos of social media, of reports of what's really happening, what's going on, and so on. Is there 2,000 motorcycles to sell? Is there 4,000 motorcycles to sell? We don't really know. We don't really have the answer to that. But what we do know is that MV Agusta will have to sell the Euro 5 bikes that they have built, Euro 5 Plus bikes as well. We've got some of those built, which I did see at the factory. So we need to sell those bikes. Is there going to be anything new? I don't think so. Again, my opinion. We need the relaunch of the Enduro Veloce because that didn't get the attention it deserved from KTM, in my opinion. The bike is an absolutely stunning motorcycle. I recommend anyone who's looking for that type of machine to have a go on the bike. Potentially, I see that engine being used. I know there's plenty of people out there, and you'll all be saying, "Oh, want a new F4, want a new F4." Forget it. You're not having a new F4. If you want a 4-cylinder, the Super Veloce is your answer. That is it. The F3, I suppose, would benefit from the new engine. So the new engine that's in the Enduro Veloce could be taken to a 950 triple. It already is a much, my opinion, I keep saying, but it's a much better engine than the original sort of 800. It's a far greater bike. Anybody want to ride one, please give us a call. We have a demo. I'm sure other dealers do also. But that engine could also be used in a 950 sports bike. I think that would be the thing of a development and evolution of where they will go before they start building new engine platforms and so on and so forth. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. I think the moral of the story, I don't want to keep waffling on because I could do about what's going to happen, because at the end of the day, nobody really knows what's going to happen. But I'm going to keep it as a positive note. MV Agusta can rise again and will rise again. Hopefully, we'll still be involved. The relationship with the PM Mobility Group has not worked out. I personally, as I said earlier, there was some good things of it, but there was quite a lot of bad things. I didn't like the, let's say, be careful. I was phrase this. People might take it the wrong way, but it's very dictatorial how it changed. So MV Agusta has always been a close knit family, and we, as a dealer at Bennetts Motorcycles, we had that taken away from us. We couldn't have that same relationship with our customers that we used to, and that was sort of put into we became just a part of a bigger entity, and I didn't enjoy that, let's say. I'm not saying it might not have worked in time, but it didn't sort of work for me in the short period that we've been involved. But who knows? So yeah, let's be positive. There's good things out there, and the brand will survive. It will come through again. As I said earlier, there's no debts, which is quite a good thing. I mean, again, I keep relating to a divorce, but if it's a divorce and you can walk away and you get a clean slate and you can go again, then yeah, they've got stock, they've got assets. They may have to, the production staff, if they're not going to bring them back to work to produce bikes, I think they will probably put them into other areas of the business, maybe into sort of the after sales, which I know there'll be plenty of people out there. You'll say, "Oh, the after sales needs to be improved." Well, maybe they've got that on board. Then they know that as well. So the guys and girls could sort of move into those areas, get the parts system back up and running again. So yeah, positive news. So hopefully, fingers crossed, all stay on board for 2025, and now's the time to buy a new MV Agusta. The prices that they are and what they have, it's a great time to buy. So support the brand. Cheers. Thank you.